Hey everybody, today is April 30th, 2015, but this is my VEDA for April 29th. Had my scripture that I was going to do, had a scripture that I wanted to present to you guys to talk about, but something came up better that I thought to talk about it. So, here we go, and it's referring to an article. Basically, the headline of the article says, School officials suspends this plus-size senior for violating the dress code. Now, you're thinking like, oh, there was some plus-size girl who wanted to show up in a dress that violates the dress code. But when you see the picture of this young woman, you're going to think otherwise. This young lady, well, I'll read it. I'll read it for some. I'll read it for you. 3 days after attending her prom, Harrisburg High School senior Alexis Miller Wigfall was given a 1-day suspension for wearing a dress that was deemed inappropriate. Penn Live reports. Prior to wearing the foot-long dress, the foot-long red, the foot. Sorry, I'm tongue twisted. Prior to wearing the floor-length red gown, the student's mother, Alicia Sneed, took several precautions to ensure that her daughter's prom dress complied with the school's strict dress restrictions. Between adding long seams, removing slits from the bottom of the dress, and adding additional fabric and emailing school, especially a picture of the final process, this mother-daughter duo did everything in their power to ensure Alexis would have a memorable senior prom. And then it goes down to showing the dress in its entirety with the date. After attempting to contact the school but not getting required, Sneed instructed her daughter to wear the dress to prom. After all, it's just a prom dress, right? Wrong. Just days after attending what should have been the highlight of her senior year, Alexis was suspended for school for wearing a dress that was too revealing. Sneed even noticed young women here's the big one, wearing dresses that were more revealing than her daughter, but apparently their dresses weren't revealing, nor did they make others uncomfortable. When asked what was wrong with the dress, Alexis was told by her sister that she had more boobs than the other girls, and the other girls had less to show. So now being plus size teenager with boobs is against school policy. I wonder if the boys attending prom had to have their tuxedos and suits approved. Probably not. Update: It is update. It has been brought to our attention that although Alexis was suspended, the school did issue her a suspension notice. Honestly, there shouldn't have been a thought of a suspension in the first place. So you want to suspend a young lady who did everything, her and her mother did everything in her power to make sure she didn't fall under and violate the dress code. But yet you gonna try to suspend her because the plus size teenager had more boobs to show than the other ladies. And I'm willing to bet you there's probably many other plus size teenagers there. And you decide to point out this plus size teenager, being they probably covered up their boobs. Now, I get the fact that the assumption that, yeah, the see-through part, and you'll see it, probably showed off a little bit, but not enough to not enough to say it was too revealing. The dress is eloquent, is elegant. The top, elegant. It was see-through, but it still had a nice, elegant feel to it. But you're gonna try to suspend this young woman for wanting to still look beautiful. This woman still looks beautiful more than the young women that probably put on a dress that was revealing and all this, that, and other stuff. I'm just upset by this thing. I can't even give her a appropriate response to this, because there's nothing. The only crime, the only suspension that this young woman should get, she's probably the best dressed at this party. The only crime she committed was looking the best that she could without doing without violating it. And she probably had the best dress out there. But you want to suspend this young lady because she had more boobs to show than the other. She had more boobs to show, and the other late young women had less to show. Really? That's what you're going to base your suspension off of? Shout out to the mother, shout out to the daughter, and I'm glad they did suspend this young woman. But to the school officials at this high school, that suspension should not have been thought of, nor addressed, nor given to the young lady, because she did nothing wrong. She called you, she talked to you, she emailed you, replied to you many times to get your approval, but yet you didn't say a word. You didn't say a word. So what could she do? Miss her prom? That wasn't going to happen to this young lady. She was going, because they did what was supposed to. Y'all just check out the article. I'm going to post it. And y'all chime in and see if the thought of suspension should never be mentioned. The thought of a suspension for this young lady should never have been crossed their minds. That's my video for today. Go check it out. It'll be right there. The article will be right there. Check it out, because this is too darn much. Really, you gonna suspend a young lady because her boobs were more than the young ladies, and probably the dresses were probably more revealing than hers. But I guess you didn't notice that all you care about was a plus size teenager, a plus size woman, and that's all you care about because her boobs were more. I'm just saying, really stupid. Is that my daughter? Yeah, I'm making sure that this suspension gets rescinded, or make them apologize for doing it, because I would love to have seen the dress selections of the young ladies, all of them, and then we're gonna see. I would have loved to see the young lady's dress selections. Because if you make my baby feel bad about what she wore after my wife and her tried to do everything in their power to make sure that they kept her in line with the policy for the prom dress, oh, there will be an apology made if the suspension was carried out, or erase this from her from her file, that there was no such suspension given out. That's all I got to say. Because if I say any more, then yeah. But yeah, go check out the article and tell me how you feel.